Hey everyone, we're starting day 3 of our moving vlog now. So this day involves a lot of boxes. We're gonna start filling in some vinyl stuff on the walls, things like that. And we're gonna do our first real unboxing video and make a genuine effort at it. I don't actually have any unboxing tools because I've never done an unboxing before. But I think this is okay. Never mind. This is the deep cold Friesen. Guess they didn't change the name after all. So this doesn't go in the office. This goes back to get tested. It's an AMD Threadripper cooler that we saw at CES, and it's named Friesen, which is a really good name for a cooling device. Before that, this video is brought to you by Thermaltake's View 37 case. The View 37 focuses on highlighting custom PC builds with its full panoramic window and tinted front acrylic. In our thermal testing, the View 37 performed reasonably well when considering its looks-focused build, which is partly thanks to the airflow design and the removal of a bottom power supply shroud. For a balance of looks and performance, check the link in the description below for the View 37. That's not really that substantial. Let's try this one. That's pretty good. You know what? We decided to just do an unboxing tools benchmark. There's not a whole lot of these. There's a lot of unboxings, but no one really goes in depth on how good the tools are. So I think we're just gonna finish up this unboxing. Is this how you use these, Keegan?
Oh, don't ask me. I only use mallets.
Oh, the rubber one?
Yeah. Try that one.
Didn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
Try harder. I don't know what to tell you. Faulty mallet?
Patrick, can you throw this out? So for the first real work we're doing today, we're gonna swap the cabinet and the fridge. The fridge is making just enough noise that it's picking up in the testing room. And it's not a lot, but it's enough to raise the noise floor enough that I would rather just have the noise floor be lower. That way we can do better noise testing. So we're gonna swap them, and then I bought some extra acoustic foam. I'm just gonna surround the fridge with it in that corner and hope that does enough. I mean, it's probably only raising the noise floor by about 2 decibels, maybe 3. So we're probably at 30 instead of 26 or something. And swapping them will fix a lot of it, and then surrounding it in foam will get whatever's left over. So I'm gonna swap those. One of the first orders of business, now that we have a place to put food and liquid, was to actually get some. So let me go through these really quick. You'll see a behind the scenes GN snacks and provisions for building an office. I haven't put anything real in here yet other than white fudge animal cookies. So the next thing we're gonna do is I bought some of this foam, and it's fairly soundproofing. I can't remember exactly how thick it is. I want to say it's less than a 1/4 inch. Maybe it's something like that. So this is gonna go maybe 1/8 of an inch, I think is what it is. It's gonna go in here, and it'll just be straight up and down. And that's because there is some noise from the hallway that just kind of like gets bounced around in here. So this will help with dealing with some of the reverb issues, but the bigger thing it's gonna deal with is just like hallway noise. From a door opening and closing right there. So this should kill almost all of that because there's a gap between the window and the wall. That's exactly the thickness of this foam, which is really cool. And I'm gonna put this on both sides, and then that should pretty much solve that problem. So that's one of our next tasks for just dealing with the acoustics of the space. So what are we doing right now?
So we are soundproofing. We've got one layer in between the wall and the window here. And we're taking a second piece, this square piece, and we'll just do that. Make it nice, form-fitting, should be a good seal. And it's gonna be way easier than trying to get some adhesive in between the window and the wall with this squeezed in there, because I don't think we're ever gonna get the tape off and applied. And then if we need to remove it later, it'll be a massive pain in the ass. So this is easier and probably a better seal. There you go. You can discuss my method of doing this if you want in the comments. but it's already done, so it doesn't matter anyway.
So I got some silicone weather, like draft guards, and this is just gonna go at the bottom of the doors that go to the hallway, and it'll go at the bottom of the door that goes to the testing room. The testing room specifically is going to be sort of, pretty controlled for noise. We'll just have to turn all the systems off when we test, which we already do today, so no change there. And we're gonna put these on both sides of the doors, and test room's behind me right there, so it'll help just keep the noise floor low for that room. My target is 26 decibels. We're pretty damn close, so I think we can get there with stuff like this. This is fairly thick silicone, it's multi-piece, and that'll deal with a lot of the noise, especially if it's on two sides. And we've got the acoustic foam as well that we can apply, and we could do some sound dampening blankets in the ceilings potentially. I have to look into some legality of that, but that's something we've considered. I don't know what code is, so I'll have to look it up. Worst case, we could hang it, like suspend it below the ceiling with like a C-stand, but I don't think we're gonna have to do that. That's my goal is to avoid that, because it's a huge pain and I don't know how many different rules I'm gonna have to look up to figure it out. And then I think we'll kill a lot of the hallway walking noise, and we'll just use acoustic foam for the rest, just kind of scattered everywhere. Taking I guess, educated approach to it, but not like a scientific approach to the foam, because I'm not a sound control expert. I'm not an acoustics expert, but I think I can apply it well enough to damp everything to a point we're happy with. So, and we can always just peel it off and apply it again if we have to. So I'm sure there are people out there in the audience who are like, you're doing it wrong. I know all about noise control in studios, and I appreciate your expertise. I don't have those, so if you actually know what you're talking about and you're not full of crap, feel free to leave a constructive comment so that I actually pay attention to it, not a hostile one. And let us know if you, in seeing like the space, if you have specific recommendations of where stuff should go. Otherwise, I'm gonna take my best guess today, and then if we have to, we'll peel it off, not a big deal. So, but let me know if you actually know what the hell you're talking about. As Keegan has observed, Andrew has safety goggles on right now, part of our safety policy. One of the things we're thinking of doing for this is could use it as a boom, which we're not going to do, use labs, but also use it to hold a GoPro above a live stream table. So if we wanted a top-down shot or just a tear-down shot, we can use it for, if we orient the bar horizontally, we can use it so that the bar just holds up a sound damping blanket in front of the set behind the camera, or in front of it a bit. And I think that's most of the uses. Oh, a hair or rim light we could mount up there as well. I think that pretty much covers it.
Maybe a bounce card or something like that too.
Thinning out the air.
Thinning out the air.
Yeah.
How's that work?
Make it thinner. That's what hammers do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna replace some of the lights. It's all fluorescent in here. We're gonna start putting some LEDs in. And for the set area, we're putting in some more true white LEDs, and then we have a bit bluer ones for the rest of the, or actually yellower ones for the rest of the office. They'll be like 4100K for all the working areas, and then it's a bit warmer here, maybe 5000 or something like that. Be closer to the studio lights. We have basic math here. So for the whole office, all of the lights right now as fluorescent lights, not LEDs. As fluorescent lights, if we have all of them on, it's about 2.1 kilowatts. And if we go to all LEDs, the ones I'm buying at the brightness I'm buying them, it'll drop that in half. So it cut it down to about 1,000 or 1 kilowatt, 1,000 watts for all of them active at once, which will result in, based on how many hours we typically will have them on, should result in anywhere from 400 at the low end to 750 at the high end of savings per year, just by switching to LEDs from fluorescent, because it depends how many hours we have them on, but 400 at the low end for sure. And it's also, it'll drive down cost elsewhere that's less visible. Like, we won't need to run the AC as hard because the LEDs consume half of the power as the fluorescent tubes. So AC won't have to run as hard. That drives down cost there, but also keeps the temperature more controllable in here. And I mean, dropping a kilowatt of power active use is pretty significant. So we're gonna replace those. Probably keep around the fluorescent ones just because there's really no point in getting rid of them if they're perfectly good. Maybe I'll sell them secondhand to someone or something like that. because it kind of defeats the purpose from an environment standpoint if you're just throwing them away, but also we can reclaim some of the cost, I think. And LEDs are gonna be way better for camera too, so that'll be nice to have. So these are 5000K, we're gonna see how they look. 5600 is typically what we use for our studio lights. So it's a bit warmer than what we typically use. Also, so these lights are ballast bypasses, which means the ballast is up here for the fluorescent tubes. So there's a ballast up there and you can wire it. So you can manually rewire it, cap one end and then bridge two of the other wires together, and that would bypass the ballast. These LEDs eliminate that requirement. It is harder to find the really bright LEDs with a ballast bypass built in. It's easier to get them if you do the manual bypass, but we're going with the built-in bypass just to make it easier. And these are actually pretty nice. So these are 2300 lumens. They're some of the brightest ones I could find with a built-in bypass and with the color temperature I wanted. All right, hit that switch to see. That's very bright. We still have fluorescence in that one. That's the one I just replaced. So I don't know how well the camera picks it up, especially if we're color correcting the video. Maybe we can leave this clip raw or something, but pretty substantial by eye, if not by camera. That stuff, I don't know, that might be brighter as well, I'm not sure. I think it's a bit brighter. It's definitely whiter though. This is kind of yellow and hasn't looked great for video, so we'll replace the rest of these just immediately over the set. And then I'm gonna order some others for the rest of the office. Unfortunately, the first round I ordered was pretty economical in terms of price, but they did arrive destroyed to a point that even UPS refused the shipment before we ever got it. So I'll have to reorder those. Try that. It's definitely brighter on the wall. Nice. Comparison if you're curious. So those, I think, these are mixed packaging. So that's it for the first 9 bulbs. There are, I think there are like 70 something. It might be like 72 or 80, something like that. So I replace all the rest later. I need to order the 4100K bulbs again, hopefully not destroyed this time. They must have been pretty destroyed because I think they're actually plastic housing, so I have no idea how they got broken. But anyway, these look definitely way better in terms of like studio color. It's very close to what we use on our LEDs for the light stands. Half the power consumption at like it's 14 to 16 watts. I can't remember which. It's roughly 15 watts instead of 32 plus. And 2300 lumens, 5000K. So 5000K for the color. So pretty nice. We'll do the rest. I think probably the rest of this room might be this color temperature and brightness. Buy more of these. And then everything else we're gonna do a slightly warmer color, not too warm, but it'll be 4100K, which in Andrew's comparative shots, you'll see most of the like yellower color, that's 3500K to give you an idea. So 4100K is fairly white. It's like a daylight color, and these are more of a studio light color. So it'll be, everyone here agreed basically that 4100 was the nicest to work under. So we're gonna put those in like the production and test rooms. At the end of day 2, that video, I showed how this had some like torsional flex, and it's been fixed. So basically just one of the support beams on each side was longer than the other one, and then flipped them around, and now it's good. So this is all supported now, didn't need to do any fancy mods. Started labeling some of these, like small parts, just spare parts, whatever, batteries, zip ties, things like that. So that started getting filled in. The whole place has been like vacuumed and cleaned and mostly emptied out at this point. So I guess we'll do a panning shot of that just so you can see how nice and relatively clean it is now. I haven't done the foam yet, so I'm waiting on another 36 foam blocks to come in a couple days, and Like I said, if you actually know what you're talking about and aren't talking out of your ass, let me know why I should believe you. And if you have suggestions on specifically where in this room we should consider placing foam, let me know. We'll consider it. Right now, frankly, I don't care if it eliminates a ton of echo and reverb or not, but I'm considering this wall because it'll definitely help a little bit. I mean, I'm standing over there and projecting across the whole room. It's gonna hit the ceiling, reflect off the ceiling, the floor, and all that stuff too. Some will get to the wall though, and also it's not gonna hurt anything, and it'll look cool anyway because it's blue and black. So whether or not it does a ton, I'll probably put some there just because it looks cool. And then as for the rest, we have some bass traps. I haven't really thought too much about where to put those yet. We have bass traps, we've got foam panels. Started putting some foam up around the fridge just to deal with refrigerator noise. We swapped the sides the fridge is on, so that helps with the testing room over there. So that will basically kill the noise from the fridge. So we don't have to worry about it during testing. And I'm waiting on a couple more of the black foam tiles to come in, just doing every other one, patterning it diagonally. And it should help quite a bit, plus moving the fridge to the other side of the kitchen. So yeah, now through the wall in the testing room, there really shouldn't be that much noise. So we'll have a low noise floor, maybe lower than where we've been testing. And that means better noise testing accuracy in the future. Then I did the same thing here I did on the other door. So put a door guard or a draft guard down. This one drags intentionally. So I mean, it's making full contact. I'm gonna put one on the other side as well. Just small stuff to help with the noise levels. This room hasn't changed a whole lot, so it's still just 2 test benches, 4 other benches, another table back there in the corner. So yeah, we haven't brought any equipment in yet, but definitely got, this room's pretty much good to go. So for this room, we filled in these over here, editing desks basically, and we'll figure out more specifically where they're going later, but this seems pretty good right now. Production and test benches over here, and we also have had an Adobe crash report pop up just while we were working here. They just happen that frequently at this point. So also replaced a lot of these 1, 2, 3, 4 of the fixtures with 12 LED lights. So they're a 5000K now. We use 5600K for most of our studio lights. These are close enough. They look way better than the yellowish 3500K and 4100K we were using before. So I mean, yeah, definitely way better for color. We'll get our studio lights in later, and then probably all the lights in the vicinity of video will be that color, and then all the other lights probably 4100K just because they're nicer to work under as opposed to film under. So different needs will be addressed by different lights. We got the C-stand built, and we have this dolly, which is not a dolly. So this goes on our big tripod that we have that we'll bring in eventually. Technically, they say it's not a dolly, it's just for like relocating the camera and moving it, which is why I bought it, but it is also labeled dolly. It's literally on the label, even though they say it's not a dolly. So we're pretty looking forward to that a lot. Just it'll make repositioning the camera way easier. Nice to have that. Probably get this on wheels if we can. Got a bunch of wheels for the other light tripods. And this C-stand's just really nice. Like I know you've seen probably Paul or the other guys using these, but this is the first time we've had the space for one. They're about $100, 120 maybe. And it's definitely, I mean, it's not that expensive considering the other crappier tripods are like 50 bucks. So it'll be good for like mounting a light here, for example, as a rim light, or flattening it. So we were talking about sound earlier and sound treatment. Well, part of our potential solution options would be to flatten this thing and just get some clips and clip on like a sound damping blanket, raise it up, put it flanking the camera on either side, and that would absorb a whole lot of the echo and reverb issues before it ever is picked up. So that's a potential solution, is using C-stands for sound damping blankets basically. Don't really want to put them in the ceiling for a number of reasons, so not a great solution. But yeah, so we've got a whole room we can put sound treatment on if we wanted to. If you have specific ideas and you know what you're talking about, let me know and we'll consider them. Absolutely, just, you know, give me a reason to believe that you know what you're talking about, because everyone on the internet is an expert when it comes to audio specifically. Otherwise, I think this will deal with a lot of it, just putting sound or damping blankets on it if we want to. Not really worried about noise overall, because we'll be using a lab and we have options to damp it, and it's going to have a whole bunch more stuff in it soon, so that will absorb or diffuse noise accordingly. And I think, is that all of it? I think that's pretty much all of it. So yeah, just waiting on more foam and a couple of other things to come in, but most of the furniture is done at this point, if not all of it. And now we're just waiting on a few more housekeeping things before we can properly move in and start using the space. We also finally got the window pretty much damped with foam. So stuck some foam in between the window and the wall and doubled it up, glued it together. It's easy to remove, but it's creating a complete seal. So we'll have no more hallway noise coming in, and it'll also help with some of the like bounce back we were getting from my own voice off the window behind us and coming back in. So that actually resolved a lot of the outside noise, and we have a pretty low noise floor here, honestly. It's about the same as the house when the AC's off, and AC on is not that different either. So no downgrade in terms of noise, and we're just working on improving it now to make it even better. But there's your update. So comments below as always. Thank you for watching. Go to store.gamersnexus.net to pick up a shirt like this one or one of our mod mats, which are in stock and shipping now for a little bit longer. Took inventory the other day, and if you order within the next week or so, you should definitely get one before the next production run. Otherwise, patreon.com/gamersnexus to get some of the behind the scenes videos from this space as we set it up. Subscribe for more. I'll see you all next time.